A few years ago, one of my customer passed away, owing to lung cancer. When I visited his house, to fill up the claim form, and get it signed by his widow, the father of my customer, who was a lawyer by profession, claimed that he has spent 17 lakhs for the treatment of his son, my customer, and so he is entitled to get all the claims, though the nominee of all the policies were the widow of my customer. My customer had a life cover of another 22 lakhs, beside the 7 lakhs cover, which he did through me. The father was so furious to see me filing the claim on behalf of his daughter-in-law, that he initially did not even allow me to start the filing process. The father's demand was very much legitimate, and even I had no other option but to get the claim form filled on behalf of the widow, as she was the nominee to all the policies. I expressed my professional obligation to the lawyer and asked him to allow me filing the claim on behalf of his daughter-in-law, and assured him that I shall also take his demand to the insurer, if he asks the insurer to stop the claim process until the court order, in writing. As no other agent were available there, I applied for the death claim for all the life insurance policies on behalf of the widow, to the respective insurers, along with the objection letter from the father. The widow got the claim amount of 12.35 lakhs at her bank account, within 7 days, for the policy, which was done through me, and got only 6 lakhs from the remaining 22 lakhs, after waiting for almost 1.5 years for the court order, and the father recovered his 17 lakhs. You must be thinking how the claim of the policy made through me got settled without any hold. This is the power of Married Women's Property Act, which we shortly call as MWP Act, and was applied to the policy. Another day, I was talking to one of the renowned gynecologists in Kolkata. He is very known for his gynecological surgeries, and he also owns the finest nursing home. Thankfully I had an appointment, though for not more than 5 minutes. During this 5 minutes, the one question which came up to me from this respective individual is, look, I am almost close to 55, and most of my life insurance policies are getting matured over next 5 to 7 years. Do you think signing a life insurance policy would make sense to me at this point of time? Joy Deep, in 5 minutes. If you can convince me that I should really go for it, I don't mind going up to any premium that you suggest. However, I can't spend more than 5 minutes. So, I had to request him, sir, honestly I don't need 5 minutes, but I would not take more than 2 minutes. And he was surprised. In 2 minutes. You got to sell me something? I said, sir, I'm sorry. I have nothing to sell you at this point of time, but all that I have are 2 questions to you. And if you have answers to those questions, I think we should end the conversation at this point of time, and in case you don't have answers to these questions, here is my business card. You are welcome to connect me at any point of time, because I have a solution for you. Joy Deep, what are the questions? Sir, my first question is, why are you still working, when you have enough money to retire? Because you still want to earn, and the professionals like you keep on earning till they are fit enough to work. And the money you shall be earning in your coming days are also the income to you, or your family. Do you want to lose those money, which would be coming to you, even when you might not earn, if you become permanently disabled or have any terminal illness? Or, do you want to deprive your family from those money, which would be coming to your family, if you pass away? And the second question is, how many of your investments are encumbrance-free? I understood that the gentleman was perturbed, because he was not sure of the legal term, encumbrance. Sir, with your due permission, I would ask you about the particular case against your hospital, and it was so unfortunate that a young lady who came for her delivery died to refractory shock and hematoma shock following the C-section. Yes, but how do you know about this? Sir, I strongly believe in adding value to every discussion I have with you, or every 1 minute you give it to me. So, ensuring that I have 360-degree approach to all your problems, This is where I was much more concerned about this case. Sir, the husband of the patient is almost suing you 30 lakhs. What are your chances of winning this 30 lakhs? He bluntly told me that joy deep, I am dead sure that we are going to lose 17.5 lakhs, as I have professional indemnity of 50 lakhs, where any one accident to any 1 year ratio is 1:4. Not only that, there has been a decline in daily turnout of patients to my hospital, after that incident, owing to libel and slander. Sir, I truly appreciate you for sharing such a confidential issue with me. It was really unfortunate that the operation was successful and you left after being satisfied with the health of the patient, but the complication was for the doctor who was there to give post-operative care, and finally your hospital was responsible. Just think of a situation where the status of the patient party was like Anuradha Saha vs Omri case, or Omri Hospital fire incident on December 2011. Considering the indemnity, considering in terms of liability as such, is so unlimited, and considering the Consumer Protection Act, in India, becoming much more powerful after 2019, I am sure you agree, many doctors today have lost their licenses on the charge of medical negligence and have lost their property, in order to compensate their patients. Now, the point I am trying to drive you, sir, how many of these investments you have done so far, irrespective of your real estate, your big hospital which you have constructed so well, you have a team of doctors working for you, and making crores almost, and you have some life insurance policies which are going to mature over next 5 to 7 years. How many of these investments, can you assure me, come what may, every single rupee would go to you or your family in your absence? Can you assure to me? Can you assure it to yourself? He said, I am very sorry. Now I can understand what you are trying to tell me. So, sir, do you agree with me? What matters the most is to ensure the asset we have created will remain an asset to our family. Yes, I am talking about a very powerful act, called Married Women's Property Act, and surprisingly, none of your life insurance plans today have Married Women's Property Act being attached to it. Sir, do you know the power of a single-page addendum, just by declaring that you are the insured, your wife is a beneficiary, or your children, or your wife and children, and your spouse can be the trust or even it could be a third person. It ensures that, even in case you have an unlimited liability in the business that you handle, or the profession that you are in, no creditors, no court can attach this life insurance policy. Even in the worst scenario where they can attach your properties and assets including your investments. Does it make sense to you? Does it make a good news to you? He completely agreed. Now, guys, many of us, especially those who are in business or are professionals, while we continue to give our time, our focus to generate profits, there is something which many of us actually forget, is to create a trust or absolute assignment in the interest of the family. For this, you can attach a single-page addendum of Married Women's Property Act to any life insurance policies, except pension plan and child plans, while buying them, and that too at zero cost. Look, if criminals around India are thinking of attaching Married Women's Property Act to their life insurance policies, with consultation to their lawyers, why not you? Because what matters the most is your hard efforts, and your yields should be enjoyed by someone whom you love the most. Don't forget, each time you sign a life insurance contract, attach Married Women's Property Act, because once you have signed, you cannot do this later. It has to be attached at the inception. Now, on a lighter note, to the caring women who are watching this presentation, if you could ensure your loving husband signs this Married Women's Property Act addendum with their life insurance policies, rest assured that your spouse cannot think about the second woman in their life. Hope you all have realized the importance of MWP Act. Still, if you have any doubts, leave me a comment. Stay happy, healthy and financially protected.